Good morning, everyone. Bus riders, lounge dwellers, folks hanging off the back of the bus on skateboards. Don't care. You're all welcome. This is like the third time I've started this one. I keep rambling and ranting, and I don't know why. It's probably because he starts this tune telling me to light up a Marb Red like I don't care, which obviously for a long time I haven't. Shit like that just strikes a chord right away in me. That I'm like, oh, that's why we start every morning the way we do, right? I'm so tired of being told how I should act. Yeah. I really enjoy listening to people talking about how we do act and then we don't lose any sleep over it. Oh, there's a bunny. There's a bunny in my yard. Probably there just to let me know that tomorrow we're having a wonderful holiday, depending on what position you lie on. It could be, about your Lord and Savior. For the other side of the fence, it could be about fertility. But shh, don't tell anybody that. Don't tell anybody the rabbit's about fertility. Shh. I'm sure it's about Jesus. That's one of those spots. That's why we have issues. See, I always wondered what the, eggs and stuff. And then, I'm supposed to forget that it was a co-op date. That's why I argue a lot of points. And I have a hard time getting off to a start some days. Because it's not all as simple as all that. And to finish off this thought, if you have to live in the fantasy narrative bubble and aren't ever willing to question something like, hey, what does the rabbit have to do with Jesus? I can't help you. As always, all opinions are for entertainment purposes only. I don't know nothing. But, I'm ready to go.
Strike a match to a Marlboro Red and feel the rush running straight to your head. And pop the top of a Budweiser bottle and kick it on, bang, crank up the throttle. We're headed to the riverside of about sundown. Break out that guitar, pass that jar around.
And then there was the next spot. This is as far as I've been able to get it into the song. Because then I was like, hey, the reoccurring theme of homemade shine and whiskey and booze and all that, I kind of like that. I think it's funny. That's why I named the playlist the way I did. And it's undeniable that what I thought was just a Hollywood idea, going back up in the woods to check on the still, turns out to be a little more like I gotta respect a whole region that says screw the alcohol manufacturer, we brew it up ourselves. And from a couple cases of cherry bomb or something like that, homemade cherry, that stuff was, to honest to God, I don't mince words. Drank me prison hooch. I have drank booze brewed behind a toilet. All right. I have crotched oranges for a week in a row. Brought piles of bread home in pockets, and I have watched the miracle of alcohol be formed in plastic bags. So, if you're not afraid of going blind, you could probably look that up. I do not recommend it. Not good, but did get me drunk.
And pass that jar around. Church.
pass that garbage bag around. I can't remember because he's like maybe you just stick a straw in it like like a juice box. You just take your hooch bag. Sorry, oh, I helped make a lot more hooch than I drank. I like to skirt the rules, if you would, when I was young and wild. And oh yeah, no. Glory days. I better shut up. I'm not supposed to be waxing philosophically and poetically about my past incarceration, but man, that hooch was something else. That makes some dudes stupid. Stupid.
And pass that jar around.
Church, don't pass me the jar, shit. Just hand me the smoke, shit. Everybody and their mama know I love Rolling Stone. But hell, the mamas and daughters be raging at all the shows. Titties bouncing up and down in the first 3 rows. But I ain't nobody special, shit. I'm a country Caucasian, and you can catch me at the river, windows up in them blazing. With a cut off shirt, sunburned, dog. I'm really from the thickest part. The hangout in my town ain't nothing but the local Walmart. The only targets I see are riddled with rounds of lead, and that ain't nothing but practice for when I aim at crack heads. So watch your ass when you're strolling the town that I was raised in. Might find your ass disintegrated at the
Did he just say he's watching out for crackheads? Because then I would reiterate, I'm not ashamed, and every time we mention to you that we keep a vigilant watch on our neighborhood, I guess there's other people that have to do the same thing for their own neck of the woods. It turns out that maybe turning a blind eye to everything does not serve us well. just a thought. They're for entertainment purposes only, so you don't got to believe me. But
the hangout in my town ain't nothing but the local Walmart. The only targets I see are riddled with rounds of lead, and that ain't nothing but practice for when I aim at crack heads. So watch your ass when you're strolling the town that I was raised in. Might find your ass disintegrated at the bottom of the big bin.
Strike a match to a Marlboro Red and feel the rush running straight to your head. Pop the top of a Budweiser bottle and kick it on bang. Crank up the throttle. We're headed to the riverside of Al Sudden now. Break out that guitar, pass that jar around. And pass that jar around.
Yes, sir. Well, pass me the jar, boy, 'cause I ain't scared. I got a million fucking honkies and the necks all red. Got a little piece of land deep down in the cut where we grow our own tobacco, put the diesel in jugs. Break out that old 6-string and play us some riffs while the steel keeps the beat and the moonshine drips. And you can hear the picking clear on the river tonight. I've been known to shake the bushes and shoot out the light. Motherfucking redneck nation, you know we run shit. So pile your ass up in the truck, let's get lit and shoot shit. So pass me the jar, yeah, and light up the smoke. I'll pop a top off this bitch and then let it blow.
Strike a match to a Marlboro Red and feel the rush running straight to your head. Pop the top of a Budweiser bottle and kick it on bang. Crank up the throttle. We're headed to the riverside of Al Sudden now. Break out that guitar, pass that jar around. And pass that jar around. And pass that jar around.
I could have used that song to go on another couple minutes. Wow. Holy smokes. What a good song. Once again, I am cool with, like, I don't know. It seemed like every weekend, my whole life, is what they sing about. No, I didn't brew up any person. You know, like I said, I outside of prison hooch. I mean, I ain't got a still or a backwoods plot or a holler to run around in. But I had a Carlos Avery's wild game refuge area, hundreds of square miles of open, uninhabited land. Wow. Vocabulary test there. And bonfires, keggers, swimming holes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't relate to the house parties as much as I do the barn parties and shit like that. So obviously there's a huge reason I resonate with all this music. It takes me right back to I can't speak for other people. Outside of learning to drive with my dad, learning to drive came on back roads and learning to slide that, slide around corners and, I mean, shit. If I was a little more set, I probably would have got into racing. I like to drive the hell out of a car. Part of my checkered past would be getaway driver. Take that for whatever you think it's worth. Man, it makes me think of that's one of the reasons I stopped. My prison hooch speech turned into way too much glory days, and I was reveling in the past, and that's I openly talk about that. I'm cool with lifestyle choices, and I try to preach about not preach, but the deal is consequences. I'm a firm believer in getting rid of consequences, not chemicals. If that's your thing and you can live a consequence-free life, I can't tell you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. If every one of your choices makes you jump off a cliff, you are making bad choices. Just saying. No. You don't have to believe me. It's just a personal opinion. But I think it's fair to say, just because the smoking lounge is always open doesn't mean the smoking lounge couldn't air itself out and hold a meeting in there too. That's the difference. I hate to say it, but my green therapy is about the same as the free coffee at an AA meeting. It's a benign additive that just slightly enhances the entire experience, but doesn't make or break the entire deal. That's my opinion. Now, I know a lot of my fellow conservatives are much more outspoken about that, just pot haters. But I also think that they hate a lot of stuff too, and that's why I don't align with them either. I don't think I align with hardly anybody anymore, because it's got to be a mix. It's got to be a mix of things that work, balance, and I don't know. Man, does this stuff get me just jazzed. Maybe it's better to start at 9:30 instead of 5:30. Really feeling good about all this. I know hardly any of it has to do with the music. But then, is that true too? I mean, it inspires me to, they said the words. I wouldn't be talking about cigarettes if he didn't talk about lighting the red. I wouldn't be talking about booze if he didn't talk about the shine. I wouldn't be talking about integrity in my past if they didn't ring true on those events and take me right back to them. I guess the music actually does bring it all out. So, I mean, sorry I can't help you with the bars or the beat. I thought the bass in the background was badass. Just on a final note.
town ain't nothing but the local Walmart. The only time.
Yeah, that guitar, but underneath it, that I don't know if it's a bass or a keyboard, bass keys. I can't tell, because you never know where music comes from. It could come out of a computer or out of an instrument nowadays. But I like that a lot. So yeah, good choice. Kick ass. Redneck Nation presents Upchurch Bottleneck Project X Volume 1. This one featured Chandler Roberts. Definitely got the juices flowing. And I'll meet y'all on the back of the bus. Later.